Hey there, how are you? Like, really, how you doing? It's October, and I have to share this with you. October is my favorite month of the entire year. And it's not just because I was married in October. Actually, I got married in October because it's my favorite year. But I love fall. I love the weather, the smells, the feeling. Um, I I was one of those people who always loved going back to school. And so there's something really magical for me that's in the air right about this time of year, and it just is fabulous. So I have to warn you, I'm in a super hyper good mood. So I will try really hard to speak slowly enough to be understood by the human ear. Welcome, and thank you so much for stopping by and saying hello. It's nice to see you. I'm excited to reconnect with you. It's been a couple of days, and I want to share something with you that really kind of caught me off guard. I didn't I didn't expect it to impact my world the way it did. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to speak in two different summits in the same day. They were multiple days long, and well, one was 5 day, one's 3 days, and different audiences, all that good stuff. But it was two different summits, and my speaking portion of it was back to back to back. In fact, yesterday was one of those days you wake up and like I could barely sleep the night before. I was so excited. It was like the night before Christmas at my house. I we just sat there and all the things going on in my head and got really, really excited, really worked up about it. Um, but it started with a coaching call with one of my high-end clients, with one of my favorite one-on-ones, and got to spend some time with them, and then led right into speaking at one of the summits, which led into more speaking at the other summit, which led into mastermind at one of the other summits, and it was just back to back to back. Now, for some people, I know that something like this and can feel a lot like a traditional to-do list, or how it's often talked about with technology, which is, oh, that just feels overwhelming, like all day long, back to back. Oh my goodness. But for me, two speaking engagements in one day, it wasn't overwhelming. It was thrilling. It lit me up. It's like I woke up and was alive again. I mean, because then after the back-to-back speaking and engaging with these fabulous people, then we had to have dance party at my house, a spontaneous dance party that included music from Led Zeppelin, because it's the last day of September, so we had to have some Led Zeppelin, which led into some Imagine Dragons, and it was just this bookend of one of the most spectacular, thrilling, energizing kind of a day. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. One is, when was the last time you did something, whether it was for 10 minutes or 10 hours, it doesn't even matter. When was the last time you did something where, even in the middle of it, and then especially when it was done, you thought, this is what I was meant to do? Like, this is so my zone of genius. This is so everything in me, every single cell of your body goes, yes, like, holy cow, yes, let's do this some more. I know we've talked about zone of genius and zone of excellence before. This is one of those really easy ways. This is like a litmus test, because if you can do something for 11 and a half hours and your first thought is, I can't wait to do it again tomorrow. I want this so much. This lights me up. It excites me like nobody's business. I have stories upon stories of how wonderful it was, how the engagement was amazing, and you can't wait to do it again for another 12 hours the next day. Friends, that's a zone of genius indicator. That is a zone of genius indicator, and you should be aware of that. Comparatively, if you do something back to back for 11 and a half hours, you're like, wow, that was good. That was really nice. I'm exhausted. It's probably, oh, I hope tomorrow's a light day, because that really kind of took it out of me. I mean, it was fine, but it was good. But you also notice, like, talk to yourself in the mirror because you will see your face. We talk about this with persona, where this is part of it's not just your language because of the words you're saying, but it's also part of your mannerisms and your legend shifts. Because if you can't even fool yourself up, yay, this was so exciting, when it really wasn't, when it was just, that is a zone of excellence indicator. Yep, you can totally do it for 12 days or for 12 hours. Yep, it'll pay the bills. But there's a difference in the energy that comes out of you. There's a difference in your languaging. when you're like, holy crap, I can't believe I get to do this. I cannot wait to do it again. That's not overwhelm. That's the difference between overwhelming and doing things over and over again and creating something that you cannot wait to do again and again. What are you doing in your business right now that has you doing the overwhelm dance, the overwhelm sad song again and again? What are you doing in your business that brings you fully, passionately, thoroughly alive? What is that thing that even the thought of it makes you sit up straighter in your chair? Even the thought of it gets that music going in your head going, heck yeah, this is awesome, super, super cool. Those are those are very distinctively different ways to approach your business. They're very distinctly different ways to approach your team, your vendors, your clients, your brand. Because if you think for even a split second that your ideal clients and your audience, your potential clients can't tell the difference between your zone of genius and your zone of excellence, you are mistaken, my friend. They can tell, they can feel it because there is, again, it's not just a woo level of energy that, wow, she's really excited. Clearly she's excited to be here because that's something you can even fake a little bit for a little while, right? But it shows up not just in your energy and not just in your facial expressions and the fact that you can't stop. Like right here, these jaw muscles are so sore from yesterday, so delightfully, wonderfully sore from smiling that broadly all day long. But it doesn't just come through here. We talk about it differently. The words we use come out differently if we're super excited about it or if we're in that realm of, that's my to-do list. That feels really overwhelming right now. And I know we're entrepreneurs. And the second we think of one really cool, crazy, amazing thing to do, as we sit down to do it, it opens up 12,000 new things. It always does. 'Twas always thus and always thus will be. Your day is too precious to spend it on things you have to do. Your brand is too important to let it come across as you have to do this. You have, I know you, I know I've seen what you're putting out there. I know that there is that list of, it's Monday, check, 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 check. Here's all the things I have to do, blah, blah, blah. And it gets heavier and heavier. And I also know all y'all have some dreams, all y'all have some goals. You have visions, you have exciting things. If you're a vision board person, it's your vision board. If you're just a goal setter, then it's just your goals. And I say just as in I'm a goal setter person. Um, there's always those, I'm going to put this out to the universe kind of a statement, but really then like let's get down to business and get it done, right? There's a difference in that list, in that everything I do creates that. Everything I'm putting together, every extra 10 minutes I have to spend on it, every late night, every moment I spend thinking of this at 2:30 in the morning, laying in bed because I cannot sleep. There's a difference in heading towards something that grand and that beautiful and that amazing. And here's the pile of crap I have to get done. And you can't hide that from your audience. So I want you to join with me right now. Let's make a pact. We're going to change this. We're going to change this. There's too much overwhelm. If you think about it, and without diving into too much outside of this, there's too much going on politically, socially, medically, health wise. There's too much outside stuff going on that we can't control to let this be one of those. You can control this. You can decide how you approach it, how you create it, and where it's headed. So let's make a pact, me and you, right now. We change this. Our to-do list isn't a have to, and we don't approach it that way. And if there are things on that list that you have to do, like, and that's how you feel about it, is I have to do this. Let's find ways to get that off of your list. Either we time block it in a way and we do a legend burst around it so it changes your mindset about it. We find someone and some fabulous outsource way to outsource it for you. We find ways to get that off of your to-do list so that your to-do list is a get to-do list. It's not I have to do that. My friends, this is a reflection of your persona. This is one of those ways that it comes out. And the really cool part about that is that that means this is one of those cool things that you get to decide. You get to choose what's on the list, how you approach it, and how it's going to come across to your ideal clients. All within your control. It's all how you approach it. It's all what you decide to do. So commit with me right now. We're going to do, we are going to create get to do lists, and we're going to take everything else and find other ways to do it. Fair? Good? Sound good? Awesome. I know that this is just one piece of your persona. This is just one way that it manifests. How else are you coming across? What else are you putting out there that is a part of your persona and part of your brand that is intentional or accidental? Are you creating it? Are you collecting it? I invite you to join me in one of the coolest, I'm so excited about this particular workshop. I am inviting you to join me in an Optimize Your Legend Persona workshop. It's October 15th. I will include details below. I'm super excited about it. I really hope you'll join me because, again, this is nothing that you get to settle for happening to you. And there are ways to not only create and share your persona, but then you get to optimize it. You get to leverage it in your business. I want to share with you how to do that. So join me in the Optimize Your Legend Persona workshop, October 15th. I'll make sure there's details below. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you can't figure out how to reach me, or if you know that this is important and you really want to surround yourself with entrepreneurs who are committed as you are to creating a get to do list, please join us in the Welcome to Legend Facebook group. It's it's one of those communities that we are cultivating as these people are dedicated to changing their business, changing the world, and changing the way they show up. In fact, they are committed to showing up in full, persona crank to 11. We'd love to have you join us if that's something that serves you. So until I actually get to see you, whether that's in the Welcome to Legend Facebook group, the Optimize Your Legend Persona workshop, or just hanging out on Facebook and LinkedIn, until I get to see you, rock on.